my ghosties with the mosties, welcome back to Ghosthorse Heathenry. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here and you see this sign, we're probably going to be talking about some controversial things. So I thought it was about due time I make an updated version of my demon video because I feel like the original information and some of my old videos are no longer accurate. I have evolved a lot as a witch, as a practitioner, and I've gone through a lot of phases. And I'm not gonna claim that anything I say is fact. I grow, I evolve, I share my experiences and my new ideologies and things with you guys, okay? So I'm gonna share some of my new belief systems with you guys, some things that I've discovered, that I've learned. I've also done a lot of deconstructing from Christianity, which has taken me a lot of time. It's been really traumatic. I made a video on why I left Christianity that you can go check out if you're into that. But yeah, my old video about demons was it was created with Christian biases and things still. So I used to have the belief that demons were evil, demons were bad, that's what Christians teach. If you go look at Egyptian mythology, it shows you that demons were protectors. They were basically what the Christians portray as angels. Some of them were malevolent and had ill intent, but a lot of them, their purpose were to serve, to protect, to guide. They were guides. Now, with that in mind, I want to share some of my newer found experiences with you guys and also talk a little bit about deity work. So I'm going to link someone down below. If you're into anything I'm saying in this video, go check her out. Her name is Madame Fortune, and she's been a really accurate and good source for a lot of what I'm about to tell you. And please do cross-reference your findings, okay? Just don't take my word and one other person's word. Do your research. Research is the most important thing you can do in witchcraft, so please do that. So, getting into it, when I started my journey, Hecate is the first deity that I came to work with. A lot of people start out with Hecate. I don't initially recommend her for beginners. She's a very heavy energy. She's going to put you through a lot of shadow work, and a lot of new practitioners will be freaked out by this. She's basically like throws you in a hole, gives you a spoon, and says, shovel your way out. Makes you face all your traumas. So, I've worked with some other deities like Rhiannon and Angel Ariel. I also worked briefly with Aphrodite and Ares, but I actually want to talk a little bit about that because there's a little something that came in with those two that is quite fascinating. But all of these deities initially were just passerbyers, little guides for like a small amount of time. Hecate has been with me since the start. It's been like 6 years now. She's been with me all the time. Also work with Anubis. He is amazing. Now a lot of people you'd think he'd be a heavier energy, you really do, but he's not. He's actually has a good sense of humor. He likes making jokes. Is quite a joke cracker. So I have a lot of different experiences with, everyone have different experiences with their deities. If you want me to talk about deity associations and things associated with these deities and have me go into each of these deities separately, let me know. But those are just some of the deities that I've worked with. Now I want to get into the infernals, right? The demons. Do I work with them now? Yeah, I started doing that, and no, that doesn't make me a Satanist. I'm slowly becoming a demonolator, which is the study of demons, and I'm also slowly going into more death witchcraft, which it sounds scary, it's not. I started out as an eclectic witch, which means I practiced a little bit of everything. Then I mainly revolved around divination, so I thought I was a divination witch. But it became quite apparent that I'm not, that I'm a death witch. Now, I can do necromancy. Now, I didn't quite understand the term of necromancy. Again, go check out Madame Fortune's videos. She just clarifies a lot of these things better than I ever could. So necromancy, basically, a form of that I do is I can touch objects and communicate with spirits. Now, I need the physical object of a person to be able to connect, or I need to be in a space where there is a spirit, they can come through, they can communicate through me. Now, that's mediumship. Mediumship is necromancy. I don't do this as a service. I don't post an awful lot about this. I just do tarot channeling videos because it's heavy. And a lot of people try to force it. You can't force a spirit to talk to you. If they don't want to talk, they're not going to talk. And also, a lot of the times I'm in public and stuff like that happens. I'm like, I'm not going to walk up to a stranger and tell them things spirit said. So, yeah, not doing that. But, there's been a couple of experiences. Like, I went to a grave with my fiance one time to visit his grandparents' grave. And it was dirty. And I wanted to clean some of the bushes off. And I put my hand on the tombstone just to balance myself to just clean off I didn't do it consciously. On the car ride home, his grandma wanted to give him a message, and I tried to ignore her, and she just got louder and louder and louder, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And for those of you who don't know what clairaudience, I don't physically hear them. It's like in your head, and it's like really loud. And no, I don't have types of mental illnesses that portrays to these things. I have mental illnesses, completely unrelated note. Anyway. So I told him the message. It was completely accurate. I've never met her at all, and apparently the way I described what she looked like and the things she said was accurate, and everyone I've ever connected with anyone of their past loved ones with, it was always completely accurate, and I was always confused by this. I also talked a bit about, I think I did a scary video about my demon experience, or a demon I saw, or something like that. Now, as a kid, I used to see infernals, and they look a little intimidating, okay? Oftentimes they are dark shadows, and obviously, naturally, it freaked me out as a kid. And I thought they were there to harm me, to scare me, because that was what was taught to me by Christianity. Turns out I was completely wrong, and they were just trying to help and guide me and into my practice, because as a kid, I really saw dead people everywhere. And sometimes you can physically see them, sometimes it's like just in your mind's eye, but I have most of the clair abilities, and I'm quite in tune with my psychic gifts. I did shut them down for a long time, and then I went into a huge depressive state when I did that. Because I was meant to do this. I was meant to be spiritual. I wasn't meant to suppress my gifts. So, how I came to work with demons, I want to run you through my first experience with actually connecting with an infernal. One night, I was really depressed, and I sent out a prayer, a universal prayer, to anyone who'd hear me that was of my highest good, that has my best intentions, does not want to cause me harm, that wants to help me, because God wasn't answering. And that was when I started leaving Christianity, and I was just looking for guidance. And at this time I was working with Hecate, but she was doing a lot of shadow work with me. She was the only deity I worked with at that time. And then Lucifer made himself known to me. Apparently he was with me since I was a kid, but he didn't reach out to me because he needed me to do it out of free will, because they respect free will a lot. They have respect for you, but he was still there guiding me and helping me without me knowing. So I was skeptical, I was scared, and I started doing research, and I started working with them. And true to his name, he really is the light bringer. He is such a light energy. He is like a father figure, to be honest, and he's just really good for emotional support. He has helped me through a lot of dark, tough times. He is the main deity I work with now. He is my main patron deity that I work with. After him, not long after him, Anubis came into the picture. Anubis is related to a past life that I was actually, we had a connection in a past life where something happened to me, and I can go into that in a separate video because that is a very long story. But I also talked a bit about past life regression before, and I still recommend that. Really helpful. Anyway, so I started working with Lucifer, and it took a lot of time, and we did that. Then, a few years later, I was introduced to what I thought was Aphrodite, and not long after her, Ares followed. So I thought I was working with those two, and maybe I was, but I think they were sent as kind of, I don't want to say a test because demons don't test you, but they were sent to validate me, if you will. Then, I think a few months ago, my bird died. Stolas came to me right after that, which is pretty cool because he's associated with birds. So yeah, a lot of my deities are either associated with dogs or birds. You get different types of demons. Some are associated with angelic ones. That will be Lucifer. Then you get your Avery ones, which is like Stolas and Asmodeus, which is, I'm going to talk about him in a minute. And then you get like the dog type ones, which would be Hecate and Anubis. Anyway, so Hecate and Anubis are not part of the Goetic demons, but I'm talking about Goetic infernals now. So Lucifer, Stolas. So at the time I thought I was working with Aphrodite and Ares. Turns out Asmodeus likes pretending to be someone else to see if he's wasting his time with you or if you're actually gonna, if he can work with you. It's basically he wants to see if he can work with you. And after that, Aphrodite and Ares just disappeared and Asmodeus came in. That wasn't too long ago. It was not very long after Stolas. I haven't been working with them for an awful long time. Stolas' energy is very, very gentle, very nurturing. Very similar to Lucifer, but different, okay? Asmodeus, on the other hand, intense. He's the first deity that I had physical symptoms with. I got nausea of the yin-yang. And, yeah, I'd say it takes you about like a few weeks at least to get used to his energy, because every time he comes around, he makes you nauseous. And to some people, he could be unnerving because he does this thing that can make some people uncomfortable. He likes lurking and looking at you from so yeah, if you go to the bathroom in the dark at night and you feel something watching you, yeah, it's kind of what he likes to do. But I used to be kind of scared. That feeling used to make me anxious all the time as a kid and growing up, and now it gives me comfort working with Asmodeus. So yeah, working with them now. So some things associated, most infernals are really like the colors red and black. I feel that's two universal colors that most of them seem to agree on. I have a little altar thing set up. I have an altar in a jewelry box. So it's very private. I'm not going to show it out of respect because that's my private space. I will show some of the deity cards and stuff that I've done. So Madame Fortune has been a really great source. She has a free ebook thing that you can download with some associations with certain infernals that works with certain things. If you want to start out with infernals, I suggest Lucifer if you want to call out to him. He is very gentle, very good for beginners. He's probably the best beginner deity that I will be able to recommend to you. So, you can reach out to deities. All my deities reached out to me first. I didn't reach out to them, they came to me. So what I also notice about the infernals is they also tend to stick with you. They're not like a lot of other deities that just come and go. They tend to stay. And yeah, they do not, they will come more than one of them will be working with you. So if you work with one of them, be prepared to work with more, because more will be coming. So I know this, I didn't grow up having these beliefs, and a lot of my family members and stuff are still Christian and will literally have a hissy fit if they watch this video. But I'm not going to apologize for healing and growing and walking my path. And for all the Christians that are going to comment some weird shit down in the comments, I don't consent to your prayer, I don't give a shit, and I don't want to find Jesus. Thank you. Stop losing the guy, for real, okay? No, but all respect due, Jesus is an actual deity, and if you want to work with that, that's totally chill. Not my vibe, though. I can talk about biblical facts here, but I don't want to. When I get into a lot of historical things, other people are already posting stuff like that. I just want to talk about what I'm doing, okay? So, how have I improved working with certain entities? Well, I've gained confidence like crazy, especially Asmodeus. Lucifer likes if you sing. Like, he likes singing, and I don't sing that well, in my opinion, but he encourages that. He likes arts, music. He likes when I do art and when I sing. And he has helped me grow in those aspects, and also helped me mature a lot emotionally. Stolas has helped me a lot with grief, especially with the grief of my bird. He's really good for grief, I find. Also helped me a lot with astrology. He's also good with numerology. And I just feel more connected to my birth chart now, and I fully understand more about my zodiac signs and what that means and what my journey actually entails. He's also very supportive. If you have anything you want to do, he's pretty supportive. He likes encouraging you to chase your dreams. Asmodeus, like I said, he's a heavier energy. He's intense. He is a king, after all. He is quite heavy. He makes you feel really confident about yourself and your body and your skin. He likes when you do self-care, take care of yourself and feel good about yourself. He does not like it if you engage in like self-hate stuff, okay? He doesn't like it. He sees it as a huge disrespect. Trust me, you don't want to disrespect any of these deities. Always be respectful, okay? So, he's really, like, he's supportive with, how can I put this? He makes you do a lot of things, like makes you come out of your shell a bit. So over on my other channel, Melodramatic Minx, you'll see that I picked up pole dancing now. Now, I am not going to post that much of pole stuff yet because I'm still building up strength because it's hard. And also still working up some finances to like fully get into that. So he makes sense. He's very fiery energy, so we get along swell because I'm also a fire sign. He brings out that passion, that drive, that, you know, what do you want to do? Act on it. He likes action. He helps you take action to follow and chase your dreams, which is really great. And also, if you work with him and you don't do work, if you're not willing to do the work, don't work with Asmodeus, because he will be pushing you to do hard work. He is all about, like, I find health and fitness are things that he is pretty good at too. So anyway, Madame Fortune talked a bit about the whole hell thing and how hell isn't what people think it is. So I was curious. Hell is an actual place. It's not a bad place, though, and you can't just go there, okay? So I want to talk a bit about that. I did a meditation session one night. I do meditation sessions with my deities a lot, one of the ways that I work with them. I did a meditation session with Lucifer one night, and I asked him to take me to hell, to his realm. And he did. I went into the meditation. It's different for everyone, I've heard, but I'm going to tell you what I saw and what happened to me. My first experience, my first initial thoughts there. I'm not going to be telling you about every journey I've been there to, because I go there a lot in meditation now. So I went through this tunnel. It looks like that old, almost like a catacomb style, like this old gothic bricked up wall type catacomb that we went through, and there was torches all along the walls, and we were in this little rowboat on water, on like a river, and we went through this huge wooden door, old gothic looking door, okay? The architecture is wonderful, by the way. I'm into architecture like that. We went through the door and we were on a beach, and I was confused. You think of hell like fire, brimstone. I was raised Christian. I was like, a beach? I was like, we're in hell? He was like, yeah. Now, from what I understand, that is Leviathan's territory. We were on a beach, we came there, there was another gate leading to a forest. Now, the thing about hell is, like, the forests are different because it looks like there's, like, all, kind of reminds me of, like, the Disney movie, like, the fairy Tinkerbell one, where, like, they have, like, all of the different seasons in, like, one area, but, like, then you have, like, winter trees. Now, through the beach, when you go through the one gate, I saw, like, trees, it looked like winter. And we walked from there and we went up. There was a mountain rocky side and like actual forest, like green, like summertime stuff. Okay, so we went into there. He showed me a nice little cottage over there that is my little space there now, and he also took me to his home, which to me was in a rocky side, mountainside. He had this really nice structure built on the rocky mountaintops with this huge open area where you just look out on everything. I've also been to Stolas's place. Oh my, that's gorgeous. It looks like, I don't know, like a cathedral, like a almost like a palace type place, but like with this tower, and if you look up, it's just the galaxy. But the colors are just so vivid. I can't even with how beautiful that was. Stolas is just, oh, his place is so gorgeous. Asmodeus, this place is a bit more fun, I guess. There's like a bar and the floor is like checkered, and it's very colorful and very lively, and there's a lot of like fun party type things going on there. Very big space that he's in. Almost reminds me of like, kind of like a casino type vibe. Kind of like, if you watch Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, they actually did a wonderful job portraying the Infernals and their spaces and their personalities. I would say that if you're looking to pop culture media for accurate representation of the deities that I'm working with, watch that. I have to say that Lucifer and Asmodeus and Stolas in particular, they're pretty accurate. I'm working with them, and they're pretty accurately described in those things, and their homes look pretty similar to what I've witnessed. Although, except Lucifer's one, it's more open, not as closed and cluttered. And he doesn't actually have a ducky obsession, but yeah, it's just, it's a very beautiful place. I've been there a few times. I actually visited a different demon that actually resides in my childhood home, and he gave me some very interesting information that was very helpful. Apparently he came to me as a child, freaked the shit out of me, but scared me a lot as a kid, but apparently he was just trying to give me info, something relating to the passing of my deceased grandmother and about my bloodline and my lineage. So that was my first experience in hell, and after that, Lucifer just gradually, it just all gradually fades away when you come back out of the meditation. Lucifer is a wonderful guide if you need a guide to go with you. I don't suggest going alone. You ask one of the Infernals to take you there, and I go with Lucifer every time because he's such a wonderful guide. He guides you, he talks you through the whole thing, he tells you exactly what to do, and he shows you what you need to see in that space. And he also makes sure you don't stay too long. There's a lot of times where I'm like, can I just stay a little bit longer? And he's like, no, you're gonna taking too much energy, you need rest. And it's quite, it takes energy to go there, because a lot of the times, often afterwards, I go to sleep. I do this type of meditation a lot of times when I go to bed. So that was my experience when I went to hell for the first time. And honestly, that book, I read a book like 23 Minutes in Hell when I was still in Christianity, about a guy who allegedly went to hell. Hell is not like that. I'm not denying that a realm like that actually exists, because there's a lot of different realms out there with a lot of different entities, and there are dark entities out there, don't get me wrong. Demons just aren't one of them. The reason why people perceive demons to be... Yes, they sometimes come when natural bad things are happening to you. Natural bad things occur in life. And sometimes they come to help you through those things. And they like helping you through shadow work, self-reflection, to grow, to heal, to evolve. Because you know what's the thing to get into hell? You need to believe you're worthy to get in. You need to have such a high sense of self-worth and knowing yourself and healing yourself, and you have to grow and to evolve to get in there. And I want to talk about what happens when you die. Now, this will look different for everyone because your brain passes chemicals that makes you say things when you die. So if people have near-death experiences, that's just your brain's chemicals messing with you. But I can talk to dead people, and what I've heard, the most common described thing that I've personally seen is when you die, you go to the place where I call it the ether. It's basically, for some people it looks like a black void, other people a white void, other people a galaxy, but it's this big empty space basically, and you can find other people there. You can go anywhere from there. You can stay there, you can reincarnate, you can go to literally any realm you want to. Not that you would want to go to most of the other realms that's out there, because especially the Fae realm, that Fae is actually dark. Sure, there's some of them that are lighter, but most of them just dislikes humans in general. So if you work with the Fae or whatever, good for you. My room was fairies when I was a kid. I don't really work with the Fae. I've seen Fae before. Yeah, they're not as cute and cuddly as people think they are. So a lot of darker things out there. There are definitely dark, negative energies. And if a demon ever did anything, an infernal did something bad to you, it's probably because you disrespected it. Or maybe you just blamed everyday natural life experiences that occurs naturally on them. Projection. I feel like that's what Christians like to do a lot. They project things onto something and then demonize that thing. So this is just a little bit about, recent changes in my craft, my path, what I'm doing now, some deity work stuff, and just a little update on demons and hell. But I can go a lot more in depth into this, and I really suggest you go check out Madame Fortune for more content on this. Her content's very accurate, and she's my go-to because all her stuff is just really on point. She's been doing this for years. I'm quite new to the whole demonology and death witchcraft. I've always been a death witch. I've always had the ability to speak to the dead, to connect with the dead, and my path involves death, and death is a very natural thing. A lot of people think it's bad, but it's not. It's natural. Everyone's gonna go there, no matter how much you want to deny it. No one's better than anyone else just because of their beliefs, or sexual orientation, or race, or nothing. We're all born the same way, we're all gonna go out the same way. One thing that I do want to say, though, is, because atheists oftentimes don't believe in anything, right? Now, we do most definitely have a soul, okay? And that soul cannot be destroyed. Your body will fade, but energy cannot be destroyed, and that's actually been scientifically proven. So, yeah, I really just wanted to say that. Another thing that I want to say is you cannot sell your soul. I see Madame Fortune talking about this a lot on her channel, about people asking if they can sell their soul to a demon. No, you can't. You literally can't sell your soul. You cannot. It's not a thing you can sell. Okay, it's like you can't sell energy. It's not a thing. You okay? You can trade energy. For example, if I indulge in a self-care ritual, that is offering to Asmodeus. If I do a really big emotional crying session listening to music, I attribute that to Lucifer. Still is, I'd say, when I'm anytime I connect with birds in any type of way, I feel like I'm connecting with him. He is predominantly associated with owls, which is really good for wisdom, and he is very wise. And also anything to do with the stars, a good way to connect with him would be to go outside and look at the stars. Yeah, so I think that's about all I want to say in this video. If you have any questions, ask them down below, or if you want me to do a Q&A video, let me know. like this video, dislike this video, comment good or bad things down below. I honestly don't care either way. Free country, you do you. This is just my personal beliefs right now, and like I said, I'm ever evolving. This is just an update now of where I'm at. So I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are, or night, and if you're scared to work with infernals or whatever, do your research. If you want to work with any deity, in fact, do your research. And yeah, so hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye!